inanıyorum.
It is very natural that Darwinism is about to be defeated completely. So one natural fact is that a group of people would remain very rigid and ignorant. This is a group of people to whom we have some difficulty to reach because they do not read books, they do not read our books, and they are, in a way, their minds are closed to new ideas. So this group of people is very difficult to convince. On the other hand, every rational and intellectual person is able to understand what we are trying to tell them. And once you read one of my books, you will be very naturally convinced that Darwinism cannot be accepted. So part of these group of people are nurturing great vanity, and they don't vanity. They are very rigid in their ideas, and they don't want to change their beliefs. So they are very stubborn people, or they are very ignorant to new ideas. So this is the group of people to whom we have difficulty to reach. But I personally believe that in time, they too will change their minds, and they will accept that Darwinism was a great plot, it was a great lie, and they will know that it was a great plot which have been played upon people for the last 150 years.
But it seems that some things that happened in Turkey within last month, let me example the Ergenekon that you say. I brought lots of essay about this wing in Turkey. But it seems that they have been resorting to cope against the current government. It seems that they are not changed their ideas. They try to act against the will of the people. It seems that the core of the events is not so peaceful in Turkey, and seems that you have more difficult years in forward.
Son aylarda Türkiye'de olan olaylara ilişkin bir soru da sormak istiyorum. Ergenekon olayını yakından takip ediyorum ve son dönemde bu olayla ilgili birçok yazı kaleme aldım ve yayınlandı bu yazılarım. Bildiğim kadarıyla Ergenekon şu anda yönetimde olan İslami hükümete karşı bir darbe planlıyordu. Bu da şunu göstermiyor mu? Türkiye'de bir kısım insanın düşüncesi sizin söylediğiniz anlamda değişmedi ve toplum içinde bazı huzursuzluklar mevcut. Bunu nasıl açıklıyorsunuz?
Ergenekon'un yıkılışı Darwinizmin Türkiye'de yıkılmasından sonra oldu. Yoksa Ergenekon eğer fikri gücünü devam ettirebilseydi kolay kolay yıkılmazdı ve yıkılması dediğinde bir olay olmazdı, onu söyleyeyim. Fikren gücünü kaybettiği için kendi içinde kontrolünü de kaybetti. Şu an kof bir örgüttür. Yani hantal, ölü bir örgüttür. Bu ölü örgütü şu an devlet dağıtıyor. Yani zaten kendi içinde çökmüş bir örgüttür. Darwinist, materyalist, ateist bir örgütlenmeydi Ergenekon örgütü. Dine, dindarlara, mukaddesata, milliyetçilere, gerçek vatanseverlere karşı yoğun bir mücadele verdi. Binlerce insanımızı öldürdü. Amacı Türkiye'yi ikiye bölmekti. Doğu Komünist Türkiye, Batı Komünist Türkiye olarak ikiye ayıracaktı Türkiye'yi ve bölgeyi kan gölüne çevirecekti. Fakat Darwinist diktatörlük, Darwinist düşünce dünya çapında yıkılınca burada Ergenekon'un da tutunacağı bir dalı kalmadı. İdeolojik olarak yıkılan her örgüt fiziki yönden de yıkılır, dağılır. Ergenekon şu an bu süreci yaşıyor. Dağılma ve yok olma sürecini yaşıyor. Ama bu fikri yıkılmanın arkasından olmuştur. Darwinizmin yıkılmasından sonra.
The defeat and dissolution of the Ergenekon is because Darwinism is defeated. The Ergenekon has lost its idealistic and intellectual background and intellectual pillars. So it has started to be dissolved in a very natural manner, because once you lose your ideas, you cannot stand, you cannot find a point on which you can stand. So Ergenekon was in fact dead long before the Turkish state became aware of it, because they had no belief to stick to. Ergenekon was a materialist, a Darwinist and an atheist formation. It killed thousands of Turkish people. It caused great bloodshed in the country, and the aim of Ergenekon was to divide Turkey into two parts. One of them is the Eastern Communist Turkey, and the other would be the Western Communist Turkey. So after this division, a lot more bloodshed would be expected to follow. But once Darwinism was defeated, which was the intellectual and ideological background of this Ergenekon formation, the members of the group had to dissolve because they had no single point to stick to. Once they have lost their ideas, their physical entity and unity were lost too.
Ergenekon örgütü bizlere karşı da yıllardan beri bir sindirme faaliyeti içerisindeydi. Anti-Darwinist olmamız, mukaddesatçı olmamız, milliyetçi olmamız, vatansever olmamız bunların bize karşı olmalarına neden oldu. 9 kere suikast düzenlendi. Bu Ergenekon'un yaptığı suikastlerdi. Emniyetteyken yiyeceğimin içerisine kokain karıştırdılar. Ve ben bunu adli tıpta ispat ettim. Yiyeceğime karıştırılarak verildiğini kokainin. Bu şekilde mahkemede de beraat ettim. Fakat bu bir Ergenekon pervasızlığıydı. Çünkü devletin, emniyetin içerisine Ergenekon örgütü kokain sokuyor, yiyeceğime bunu karıştırıyor ve bunu bana yedirtiyor bu yiyeceği ve bu benim kanımda çıkıyor ve çok yüksek oranda çıktı. Adli tıpta bunu tespit etti. Yiyeceğime karıştırıldığını ve bu şekilde bundan kurtuldum. Ergenekon'un bana karşı yaptığı, arkadaşlarıma karşı yaptığı zulüm ve saldırıların haddi hesabı yoktur. Herkes bilir. Yani bir tane, iki tane, 10 tane değildi.
So the Ergenekon formation and the members of the Ergenekon had in a way fought against us as well. They were in great struggle against us, and they wanted to stop our studies because we were a group of people who are anti-Darwinist, who loved our country and who loved our public and who were religious people. So there were 9 attempts of assassination against me by the members of the Ergenekon formation. And in one of the examples, when I was arrested by the police once, the police forces had included a great amount of cocaine into my food, and I ate that food without knowing that it contained cocaine. So I was later on accused of being a drug user, but then a forensic analysis was made, and it became evident and clear that that cocaine was put into my food without my being aware of it by the police forces. And after the results of this forensic analysis, I was released because I was found unguilty. And this was a plot of the Ergenekon Foundation and the Ergenekon members. They have somehow seeped into the police forces, and they manipulated the police forces against us. It was not only me, but my friends as well were greatly affected by the Ergenekon plots, and this is not only one example. I can tell you many, many examples in which we had to defend ourselves against the plots and lies of the Ergenekon, who wanted to stop us.
There's a contradiction here between the explanation I received. At the first part, you said that the laicism in Turkey is the main defender of freedom and the defender of openness and democracy. But secularism and Ergenkum, as you said,